So I guess we'll just kind of get this going. I'll get a title on it later and get it monetized here shortly with my computer. What we're going to do is we're going to do some breakfast and we're going to do some maintenance with some potatoes that have already have, here, let me get this straightened up here. We have potatoes that already have produced eyes. So this is a good thing because I'm going to plant potatoes this year. So I'm going to save a lot of these for planting and then I'm going to cook the rest. Alrighty, so let's get my computer up here and get this set up with a better thumbnail and, you know, some other YouTube-y stuff. I don't know why it is now, content, there we go. Let's go live. Let's update it. There we go. And let's monetize it so I can make my 10 cents. Hopefully it'll do better. We'll take those and come on, get out of there. Stop it. Stop it. It's hitting keys I never wanted to hit. And bacon. See? Oops. Yeah, there we go. Oh, good. It worked. And then we want to change the thumbnail. Let's see if I can find it quickly. Used to have nice ones with Breakfast in America. Well, let's go to pictures. And we gotta scroll down to the bees. Oh, these days. Now we'll get this organized. That trick never works. All right, there we go. Should be somewhere around here. Could be happening anytime now. Blue moon, that's a good one there. Yeah, let's use that one. Breakfast in America, there we go. All right, so now we should be happening. Now we got somebody in the chat. Perfect, thanks for welcoming in. So I have a lot of potatoes that have started sprouting eyes. So I still want to cook with some of them, but I realize that I don't want to waste an opportunity here. And that opportunity is I can actually use them to grow potatoes in my garden this year. So I'm going to cut some of these here and put them in storage, and the other ones I'm going to chop up for breakfast. 2 hours ago, that's not it. All right, so let me go to my channel. Your channel. I'm going to go live. Oh, there we go. Now I'm live. Now I can actually see the comments here in just a few minutes. Thanks for being patient. It usually is not supposed to go right to live, but it's been doing it. So, hello. And Corey, hey Corey, how we doing? It's on purpose, yes. It is on purpose. So I'm gonna be cooking bacon, eggs, and potatoes. J. Perry. Thomas, how we doing? Hello, everybody. I'm trying to catch up here. So let me get the bacon out here. Bacon. The bacon I'm going to use for the grease, mostly to cook the potatoes in too. So let's keep this burner down to low. What I want is the skillet to be hot when I first throw the bacon on there. So you get a nice down. The bacon I get from Genoa Meat Locker. I get thick sliced bacon. I like thick slice. K-Mac, I'm in Illinois, USA, the great Midwest. So there's that sizzle. So we're going to cook the bacon, so I have something to, let me mute this so I don't get the reverb. Real bacon, really good bacon too. Once I started buying from a butcher, it was no longer feasible for me to buy from basically anybody else. Just and comments. There we go. There you go, everybody. Oh yeah. I didn't say hello to everybody when I can. I don't get. There we go. Hey, hey. Well, thank you, Ryan. So these I had made up. And every now and then, if you ever do send me an email and you're interested in one, generally I can get these made up in either this color or in black. And, I'll sell them for 25 bucks if you're interested. If not, no big deal. I used to have someone that would supply them for me, but they don't do it anymore, so we're going to leave it at that. I was trying to give somebody sales that they could utilize and hopefully help them out a little bit, but probably was not worth their time and effort, which I do understand. So what I'm going to do first thing is I'm going to cut these eyes. Skype? Is Skype still a thing? I'm not on Skype. I didn't even know Skype was still out there. As I haven't done Skype in probably 10 years or more. Messenger kind of takes it over, and once I started a YouTube channel and I'm also on Instagram, that kind of ended that. So what I'm going to do is, I saved my bag. I bought these jumbo potatoes about a week ago. I have a lot of them going to seed already. And it's okay, because what I'll do is I'll put them in the ground and plant them. So that's what I'm going to do with these. Now, usually I like to, ooh, it's still sharp. So like here, you don't need the whole potato, but I want a good amount of it so it seeds out. And the rest potato I'll use. Same thing here. Here's the eye. Maybe about half the potato there. And you put it in the ground and then it grows you more potatoes. Now usually I have to go out and buy these from the store, but if they're going to volunteer like this, well, I'm going to take advantage of it. So I got 4 of them. Now usually I'll put about anywhere from about 3 to 4 big potato things in my 30-gallon bag, but I think I'm going to do more this year. So that's probably enough for breakfast right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in the coffee can I have over here. Food, you know. Oh, and more food. Oh, damn. Okay. So I'm going to change plans and put this in a bag for right now. Now I have some cans outside that I'm going to utilize, and I think next time I go to the store, I'm going to buy some potting soil to get them started, and I'll start them inside. Last year I started my tomatoes and peppers inside. Well, this year I'm going to do my potatoes also. But I want to get them in the soil fairly quickly. So 4 of those are plenty. Usually they don't do this right away because sometimes they put an agent on there to keep them from doing that. You know, which kind of makes you a little nervous about eating such things. So also, all my food scraps go to the garden. Or I should clarify, all my coffee grounds and let me catch up here. Hey Ray, how we doing? Spotify, Speedy is under ice. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I'm going to be doing, I'm going to bench downstairs in the basement, and then I'll post that video later. There we go. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, share all that good YouTube stuff. I appreciate it. So coffee grounds, eggshells, and vegetable scraps go in here, and then when it gets filled, I dump it in the garden as compost. I don't put them in the compost pile. I don't do anything fancy with it. I just say, hey, sometimes you got to cut around things. And all this stuff helps grow next year's garden. So I've already got 4 potatoes I can use to grow more potatoes. Now when you grow them on your own, because I don't use pesticides, I don't use herbicides, and I don't use any of that stuff, they taste muy bueno. They're far more solid. These are soft because they're old. Kind of these come to market. They're 2-3 weeks old already. They'll put them in warehouses that they'll suck the oxygen out of them. You know, so they don't, you know, start decomposing and stuff like that. But you do start losing some of your nutritional value from it. Yep, I will put that out there. What I'll do is I'll record it. I don't think I'm going to live stream it. But I'll record it and I'll post it later on this evening. Because get about 4 o'clock, I'll be getting ready. About 5 o'clock or sooner, I'll be out the door. Mom and I are going to listen to Radium City Rebels, local band. And Radium City comes from the fact that during World War II in Ottawa, Illinois, they had workers, a lot of women, sitting there and using a small paintbrush, putting them on the dials for night sights, and that they would glow. Now, problem was, this stuff was really radioactive. And a lot of people died of radiation poisoning. So it's one of those things you're like, okay, this potato might not have much to use off of this potato. It was cut around it. I had probably more than I needed. So they stopped doing that. But unfortunately, the people that they had to bury, they, had to bury like in lead caskets and that. So it's one of those things that were they ignorant of the danger, or did they just not care? You don't know. Opinions vary. I don't really have an opinion on the matter, but it is kind of our local history, and that's why the band used that name. In case anybody was curious. So let's flip the bacon over. Oh, forgot I got coffee too. Now I cook the bacon on low heat. I start with a hot skillet. There you go. And then I taper it down afterwards. And then that bacon grease is what I'll cook the potatoes in. So I won't be flexing and posing. No, I'm a power lifter. I'm not a bodybuilder. I lift for strength. So I'm not as big as a bodybuilder. I'm just stronger. And especially in bench, which is my favorite lift. All right. Well, there's many different ways to get yourself in shape. Lifting heavy, lifting light, lifting medium, lots of reps, lots of running, stairs, stepping, yoga. I mean, and they're all good. I don't criticize really any of them except for maybe CrossFit, which I believe is a young person's sports. If you're in my age group, I think it's a very bad idea. Being in your 50s and 60s and jerking your body around like that, like you're 18, I don't think it's good for you, regardless of what they may say. My opinion, you can agree with it, you can disagree with it, that's fine. It is America, we're allowed to do that. So I'm cutting the potatoes in cubes. Then I'll be cooking in the bacon grease. And the whole idea is to get them nice and fried up. I like getting crunchy. Now there are ways of doing it. You can kind of like cook them and pull them out and let them rest for a while and put them back in. And I think I just have enough time where I might just be curious enough to try that. Or I'll scrape them out. I'll probably add some olive oil in there also, just to get everything cooked up, and butter for flavor. I cook in animal fats. No longer use seed oils and or vegetable oil for the most part. The vegetable oil I do use is because I just still have some of it left. But I generally fry my fries in olive oil, which is healthier for you, and I enjoy the flavor. I remember when they told me corn oil and canola oil were the best oils, and found out that I think they kind of lied. Let's hit the play button. I might have missed some comments here. Let me find out. Maybe not. So yeah, ask questions and stuff like that. But here's the potatoes, and I'm going to pre-salt and pepper. First of all, I'm going to check here. that's the one thing is you gotta take your time, doing this. So I use pink salt. The pink salt has a lot of other minerals. Manganese, magnesium, very important for you. And of course, pepper for flavor. So, one thing about this channel, if people haven't realized it yet, and if they haven't, they will soon, is I don't tolerate trolls. I mean, people can have different opinions, and I'll have discussions about that. But when you get on and you say something like, 14-year-old kid would say, you don't last long on this channel. It's like the old saying, dogs who chase cars, golfers who putt for par, and trolls on this channel don't last long. And unlike what they think, oh, you gotta have trolls, your channel will grow. Well, number one, it's not true, and number two, I don't care. I'm here about people that have like-minded things, want to enjoy a good video, cooking and talking about nutrition, and lifting and stuff like that. The show's not about people who want to act childish. So if you act childish, you will be gone bye-bye. And if you make another account and come right back on, you'll be gone bye-bye again. So I don't understand it, but it is what it is. So I got the potatoes ready to go in once the bacon is done. What I'll do is I'll probably throw a tap of butter in there. Yesterday I did a live stream where I was scanning a lot of our foods in the pantries and seeing how they got rated. Were they poor? Were they, bad? Were they good? Were they excellent? There wasn't a lot of surprises, but some rated a little better than I thought. Like Campbell's soups were rated good. And I was thinking with the preservatives and that, maybe they wasn't. And it was the app's opinion. Unfortunately, peanut butter was rated 4. I like peanut butter, so maybe I need to go get a natural peanut butter. It wouldn't rate honey or pure maple syrup or fruit, so that was interesting. That's why it wouldn't do that. Okay. I do enjoy cooking. And the reason I enjoy cooking because I like good food. So the bacon's good going. We'll do the potatoes next. And then of course we'll do eggs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get something prepared to put the potatoes so they can rest and then put them back into the cooking oil. There we go, got that ready to go. What's up, Nate? You want to go outside? Go see what's out there for about 5 minutes and then run back in. Our wild, vicious feral cat. So the eggs I get from the farmer down the road. Alright, so I got the incredible edible eggs, fresh laid. Alright, this week's eggs, which I use. I get them for $2 a dozen. So I know you've probably all seen some ridiculous videos out there. Oh my God, eggs are $20 a dozen. Look at these, And they're either maybe in Alaska, where food is expensive, or they're just showing a very premium, overpriced egg pricing. Yeah, right. I have to say it probably wouldn't rate very well, although it would probably taste really, really, really good. So, one thing you gotta be prepared is you gotta be prepared to, spend about 45 minutes cooking a good meal. Generally takes about 45 minutes to cook a good meal. I've said the story before, but when we were in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, for the Nationals Senior Olympics, another trader of mine, Jason, Angry Prepper, came down and helped me run my live stream, which I really appreciated. And then we went to a restaurant for a hamburger. And 5 minutes after he ordered it, he's looking for it. And I said, well, why would you be looking for a hamburger 5 minutes after you ordered it? That can't be a very good burger. I know for me to make a burger and get it seasoned and get it done in at least 20 minutes, maybe 30. I said, so if they come back out in 5 minutes with your burger, that means that burger was sitting there pre-cooked. And all they did is they nuked it and threw the stuff on there. And it's edible, but it loses a lot of flavor. Lots of flavor. So, hey, Turkey, how we doing? It is morning still. I've been up for so long. I'm thinking it should be afternoon, but I was up and moving around like around 6. Where we went and did a delivery, earned some money. I was trying to pick up a second one, but the opportunity didn't arise, so I didn't. Now I'm going to bring the heat up just a little bit. Now the trick is not to burn your oil or your fats. That is the trick. If you get the oil too hot, then it'll ruin the flavor of the food. So you want to get it just at a nice, good frying temperature, usually around 300 degrees. I don't have a thermostat for that, so I just have to kind of guess. If I start seeing it smoking, I know I have it too hot. That's a lot of times when you're in a hurry, you start cooking too hot. Don't be in a hurry. Like, don't worry, be happy. Dun, 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 dun. We have a good amount of bacon grease in there. This is what I have a pound of bacon that I've cooked. But I'm feeding more than just me. Hey, how we doing? Do we refrain from politics? Mostly, yeah. This is about fitness and well-being and that, and not getting people angry. It's, politics is so decisive. There's so much division in it these days. And it's hard to have a good conversation. I do have a second channel. It's called MacBean's Farms, Protein, and Wildlife. That if I'm going to go on a rant, I usually go on that one and have a rant. So I try to stay off politics here. You can turn the TV on and you can open up TikTok or X or whatever, and it's all over the place. And I'm trying to have this to be kind of an oasis away from that. So here we talk about good things. Talk about walks in the park, going to listen to live bands, dancing and all that good stuff. Yeah, we need more of this, less of that. Like I said, there's plenty of that. I don't need to be another Panduit going blah, 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 blah. Basically, here's my opinion. And everybody should have an opinion. Hey, see, baby, how we doing? And everybody should respect other people's opinions. But that seems to be not what happens. People get angry. Let's be happy. Don't worry. Be happy. I went on a Caribbean cruise when I first got married for our honeymoon. It's impossible to be angry on a Caribbean cruise. Just telling you. It's like, oh, I've had too much room punch. Was never said. I'm going to add some butter in there for flavor. And a little bit of olive oil for volume. And then get it up to temperature. We're going to fry it for a couple minutes. pull it out, let it rest, and then refry it. And usually that makes it more crispy. And I've seen this on a TikTok video, and then of course my oldest daughter had told me about that trick too, which I do use for French fries, and I'm going to use it for potato cubes also. See how it goes. Good coffee. So I just buy coffee. I buy Folgers. I buy the big container now. I put cat food in here, so I don't have to worry about ants or anything getting into it. And the shorter ones I use for a food bucket, or I use for planters, where I'll start. I'll probably this month I will plant peppers, green peppers, jalapenos, and probably 2 different types of tomatoes. And then we'll do those potatoes. I'll just have them indoors for a while. And then anytime it gets like a nice sunny day, I'll stuff them outside so they can get some sun and bring them back in. And then when it gets warm enough to take them outside and transplant them, then I'll transplant. It worked out really well for me last year. Now sometimes I try to save the stuff. Hey David, how we doing? They are more expensive. So where I'm at, your regular eggs, your regular brand, they're about $5.49 to $5.79 a dozen. I get them from the neighbor down the road for $2 a dozen, like I always have. He doesn't do it to make money. He just says, it's just something I like to do. If he asked for more per dozen, I'd give it to him. But I still get it for $2 a dozen. Remember, I eat 5 to 7 dozen eggs a week, especially when I have help from the family. You're seeing a lot of stuff out there on TikTok and that's just false. They're showing $20 a dozen, $18 a dozen. They're either in Alaska or California with the super duper taxes, or they're showing some really premium, outrageous type eggs. I mean, you have your regular eggs, you have your farm raised eggs, you have your cage free eggs, and then you got whatever it is. So it's let them cook. There we go. But yes, eggs have went up. They've been going up for the last 4 years. They actually were higher than this about a year and a half ago. They did get up to almost $7 a dozen. And they started coming back down again. Now they're going back up again. Saturday morning, good morning, Christopher, Roland, Tony R. Hey, how we doing? Let me say hello to you guys. Glad everybody's taking the time to pop in. I do appreciate that. Hope everybody enjoys their Saturday. Like I said, Mom and I are going to go and listen to some live music later on this evening. Looking forward to it. All right, I think oil should be hot enough now. So I do is I stir it in the, can you see that? Maybe I gotta turn it over here this way a little bit. Well, I'll bring it over here so you can see. So there's the cooked bacon. So here I'm gonna stir these around. A couple reasons I do that to keep it from sticking. And also I want to get it all coated. And then I'm going to pull it out and let it rest and put it back in, and that should make it crispier. That is the whole idea with it. There's Bink's Ninja Cat. Put me in, Daddy. All right, let me see if I get this back right where it needs to be. All right. There we go, that looks better. So, and then what I'll do is I'll put some more spices. Like I said, I use the pink salt because it has other minerals in it which are essential. I read an article where somebody was trying to say eating healthy doesn't, or being an athlete doesn't extend your life. And what they were doing is they were taking some of the exceptions out. You had one guy that was very healthy that died early, but what he died of because he wasn't getting enough minerals that the body needed. So he died of malnutrition. It kind of goes under some of the best lies. Start with truth. Hey, how we doing? So yeah, your best lies will start with a true statement and go to a false narrative. Thanks everybody for popping in. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up and all that YouTube-y stuff. Hit that thumbs up and possibly YouTube will think I'm more popular than I actually am. That's right, Ray. It's all about the bacon. I like bacon. You know, I mean, that's the best things for you, but you know, you gotta have some vices. You know, the only time that the missus and I have any drinks is when we go out, and that's usually maybe two or three times a month. So it's not an issue. Let's keep the heat up a little bit, trying to find the right heat to go with, and then you want to keep stirring it. And the stirring is basically to keep it from sticking to the pot. And having it spiced up well is important. Now, not too much. Ooh, a lot of pepper there. So let's fill the pepper shaker, the pepper grinder. Those are the secret recipes I use. It doesn't seem to be such a secret. Hey Dave, how we doing? Excuses, excuses. Yeah, everybody has them. Just like opinions. I don't claim to be perfect. I try to do better. What's with the gaps, Ray? You keep a yelling. What you yelling for, huh? Ray may not know that, but supposedly when you're typing in caps, it's like you're yelling. So I like the pepper grinder and versus just a pre-filled ground pepper, which I have no problem with either. I have that at work. And the funny story about this pepper grinder is, I think it was like our first year anniversary. We went to Killeen, Illinois. And of course, they have a lot of shops. You know, you have a whole row of just, touristy shops and coffee shops and restaurants and eateries and a VFW. If you want cold beer, go to the VFW, and beer is right at price. And walked in this store. Stubbed his toe against the table, so he's angry. That will do it. Hey, Ark Wildman, how we doing? You want to see some, nature craft and what's edible outside and good stuff like that? Check out Ark Wildman Survival. Yeah, I like to watch, and also the Virginia Bushcrafter. A lot of times they're just reminding me about things I forgot about. And it's always a good thing to get reminded. Got my coffee creamer. I have coffee in the morning and that's it. If I have coffee any later than like 2 in the afternoon, then I will be thumper all night. That's a no fun. So yeah, eggs have gone up. They're still really a good deal. But somebody made a comment on TikTok yesterday saying, well, they was buying chicken for $2.67 a pound, and eggs were $6 a dozen. They said chicken was actually cheaper than the egg. So he goes, oh, no, it's not. I said, well, if you look at it nutritional wise, it is. Right? Because each egg has about 6 grams, 6 to 8 grams, but we're gonna use 6, just to keep the math easy, of protein per egg, and about 78 calories. But it's got 6 grams of protein, and protein is very important. And a pound of chicken has, well, they'll rate anywhere from 117 to 123 grams per pound. But it's 267, 2 pounds of chicken has 234 grams of protein on the low end. And a dozen eggs has 72. So actually, chicken's cheaper than the egg, so buy more chicken. And I got that cow up there. Eat more chicken. Let me see. Still here. All right. Hands were full. Hey, good morning, everybody. We understand. Life happens. And thanks for hitting the thumbs up. If you're in, hit the thumbs up. You know, I appreciate it. You know, it tells YouTube that I'm possibly not that boring. It helps that algorithm. You know, comments in chat, comments in regular comments, all that stuff is good of it. So here I'm getting it pretty well cooked up. Because it's not getting submerged in a oil bath. And I have one. I got a pretty decent one. I'd like to buy a better one. But they make such a mess. So I just do it. I do it in the skillet. And so I'm cooking everything in the same thing. Yeah, I'm cooking bacon in it, I'm cooking the potatoes. Potatoes absorb a lot of the oil. I'll drain the extra oil out, throw some butter in there, and then I'll cook up a dozen eggs. And of course I use Fairlife milk, because it has half the sugar and 50% more protein. Just stumbled across the screen. Thanks for being, well, I appreciate that, Matt. Thanks for stopping in. Please subscribe and share and all that good stuff. And, you know, say hello to everybody else. Everybody welcome that. I'm glad you stumbled by. Yes, you know, there's enough angry channels out there. I am I'm MacBean Scottish Fitness, the happy fitness guy. How's that? At least I'm not yelling too much. The shirking zone. Like in shirking canopies like the Eldar have. This might be a 40,000 K Warhammer guy, which I've been known to do. But I certainly won't. Welcome. Yeah, you got Thomas in there. Have I said hi to Thomas yet? I don't know if I have. I think I might have, but let's find out. Good morning. Sometimes I need to get the cheaters. I got little cheaters here inside these safety glasses. So I can read it. Yeah, it's still not sponsored by Fairlife. The sponsor that isn't. Haggis at eggs for breakfast. Take my breakfast. I'm actually a martial artist specializing in, shirking jiu-jitsu. Oh, very good. Awesome. That's another way of keeping in great shape, martial arts. I took Taekwondo when I was in Korea. Yeah, man, that was a workout, and it was the first time I could actually lay my hands on the floor without bending my knees. I can't do that anymore. Martial arts is a great thing to do, both for physical health and your mental health. Highly recommend martial arts. I took Taekwondo, and then I took a small circle jiu-jitsu, arnis, and karate for quite a few years. And I had a really good sensei, and we had a good group. We used to do our 2-hour, session, and then we'd sit and we'd talk about the session for like a good 45 minutes, an hour afterwards. We had it was an enjoyable time. Moved out here. I stopped in the local town and talked to the sensei there, and I thought he was a jerk, so yeah, that ended that. I'm not going to study under somebody I don't like. I wrestled in high school. And guess what weight class I wrestled at freshman year? We'll see if anybody can guess. But yeah, I did wrestle. My son wrestled. I think that's a good skill to have too. Because once you get a hold of somebody, wrestler has the advantage. Yeah, it's good to have somebody who's really talented at training. You get better only if you sit there and work with people who are better than you. You know, when I was in high school, I wanted to get better at shooting basketball, so I played Wild 21 with all the brothers during lunch. And they did ask me one time, like, why I was the only white boy there. And I said, well, I want to get better. And this is how it'll happen. And it did. I would win the game a few times. And it did make me a much better basketball player. Now, it didn't make me a fantastic one, but it did make me a better one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the potatoes out of there and let them rest for a few minutes. And then put them back in. And what that's supposed to do, and we'll find out, but it's supposed to, where right now they're still kind of soft, you know, and squishy, it's supposed to crisp them up. So we're going to find out. We're going to have time. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Now, like I said, if I had a real fryer, this process would have been a lot faster. But, you know, unless I want to do a lot of frying, it's kind of wasting materials, I'm thinking. So, give you a good look at what it looks like. So right now they're still kind of soft. You know, they're probably about 80% cooked, but I'm gonna let them rest for a few minutes. And got a couple more spices in there, and then pop them back in there, and hopefully that will make them, there we go. There we go, let me see now. Yeah, wrestling is important. 1747. Yeah. Okay, so 1747 is not a weight. Oh, 174. Okay, question mark. Yeah, lower. It was lower. So let's see if we get any more gathers. Guess what weight I wrestled at my freshman year? We have one guess of 174, and I'm telling you that's too high. Like I said, we got this rusting. I'm letting it get reheated. I'm going to kick it down a little bit lower because I don't have anything in there. And the whole idea is you're letting it kind of self-cook in the heat it already has. Then you put it back in there. All right, guys, guess 163. Lower. Limbo now. How low can you go? Pum, pum, pum. All right, kitty. You're going to stare at the window all the time. Oh, man. Zing, baby. It's like, how low can you go? Dun, 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 dun. Gotta catch up. What condiment do you have when you need to get back up to speed? Ketchup. I know it's a dad joke. How tall am I right now? Right now, 6'4". Yeah. Close to 6'4". Might have shrunk a little bit in age, but yeah, 6'4". About 242 right now. And that's the confusion a lot of people get, like, oh, you can't bench those weights, you know, you're too skinny, Nat. That's an 18-inch arm. I'm just a big guy. And I remember when I used to watch The World's Strongest Man, they had a fireman who was like, oh God, anywhere between like 6'7" or 6'10". He was really tall. And he said he didn't start looking big until he got like, 350 pounds because he was so tall. He ended up winning it one year. And then I think he got out of it. But that was pretty cool. So we're letting it still rest. The whole idea is to give it enough time to rest. I say like about 5 minutes. Love dad jokes, yep. I was a string bean. I had a metabolism that just would not shut down. The more I ate, the higher my metabolism went. It was very difficult for me to gain weight. I didn't start gaining weight until I went into service. But no one's guessed the weight I used to wrestle at freshman year. Let's see if anybody can guess that weight. So yeah, I was still strong. Could always lift over my weight. But it bothered me for a while being that skinny. But once I turned 40, then the metabolism wasn't a problem anymore. And I was like, okay, now I gotta start eating a little bit better. Just a little bit. We got the oil still warm. I got it on low. Like I said, we're still trying to have this, rest. And I want to shake it up so I can still feel a lot of heat on it. So I want them to be pretty cool before I put them back in. And then the whole idea is they'll crisp up. And that's why I say you gotta be patient when you're cooking, especially when you want it to be to the next level. Can I just lift it in for 2 more minutes and say they're done? Yes. But I'm trying to enhance it a little bit. Hello from Thailand. There we go. Well, hello Thailand. How are we doing? Thanks for joining in. Go ahead and subscribe, share, and all that good YouTube-y stuff. I'd appreciate it. Are we going to catch everybody? Yep. Let me see. Steven Seagal, martial arts background. Seagal is a 7th black belt in Aikido, the first foreigner to operate Aikido Jojo in Japan. Cool. Like I said, I think all martial arts are worthwhile for physical fitness, for flexibility, and for mental health. It really helps you deal with stress. Just the physical fitness part of it itself, it helps you channel things. Things are going well. It's a good day. We're going to go out and listen to a live band tonight called Radium City Rebels, and they're going to be playing 50s, 60s rock, which we enjoy. I'm not that old, but I still like it. In Taekwondo, here's the funny thing about belts. I took it over in Korea. So they didn't have 13 belt colors. I mean, they had white, yellow, green, blue, brown, and black. So before I left there, I was brown. And then I've been to some where they had 13 different colors, Here, pay for another test. That's fine. When I took karate, arnis, and small circle jiu-jitsu, I also made it up to brown belt, purple belt. And it was great. I mean, I'm telling you, I was more flexible. My speed was better. My balance was better. And I had in Korea, I had a really tough sensei. He was You know, hey, since we just did those kicks, do 40 more. Instead, you said something. He used to jump on my back to get me to put my hands on the floor. But it kept me out of trouble, kept me out of bars, and it got me in better shape. So yeah, I took taekwondo, and I took karate, arnis, and small circle jiu-jitsu, and also wrestle. And I did it because it's fun. I did it because I felt better after, the practice. I felt better learning the skills. I was able to handle stress better. And I met really good people. Like I said, when I moved out here, I just didn't find a good dojo. The guy I talked to was kind of full of himself. That's fine. You are who you are. But I could tell that him and I would clash. My army buddy, my best friend, he took taekwondo and he got his black belt. When I was visiting up there, I met his sensei and the rest of the group that he was with. I liked the group, but the sensei and I did not click. I mean, as soon as he seen me, for whatever reason, I could tell he didn't like me. I didn't care much for him either. And I didn't tell my buddy that because I know he respected him, but he finally showed his true colors. I got to a point where there was a tournament that my buddy's daughter was in, and she won every match. But they gave a girl that she defeated the trophy because, they had political or friend connections or whatever. And you can understand, he was a bit upset. And I said, well, all this is probably a good thing I wasn't there to see that happening. But he lives out in Virginia. Because I would have let the guy definitely have my opinion, to say the least. So I felt I had him called right. But until he did that, he taught my buddy a lot of skills and he had a good time. So there is that. Alrighty, so I always do that and absorb some of the extra grease. Always think that's a good idea. I'll pick the heat back up. And now this should crisp everything up. That is the whole plan anyway. And then we'll dump the extra grease out and then we'll cook it up. But I think martial arts and wrestling is a wonderful thing to be involved in. Yep, absolutely. The band is called Radium City Rebels. You probably look them up. They're out of Illinois, which is known as Radium City. And I told you the sad thing about that. They were putting the glow-in-the-dark things on the needles of the compasses and that for aircraft during World War II. But it was a radioactive isotope. A lot of times the women would lick the pencil thing, the paintbrush to get the tip there, and it killed a lot of people. They actually had to bury the building under lots of concrete because of that. But no, anybody that says, is martial arts worthwhile, I tell them absolutely. Absolutely. In anything, getting yourself a skill, whether it's wrestling, whether it's boxing. I went to the Arnold's last year, we've seen some other forms of wrestling. Yeah, it was just awesome, Anything that's sitting there and gets you to at least get your heart level raised up for 20 minutes or longer is good for you. I didn't take martial arts so I could beat people up. All right, I took it because it was a great way of staying in shape and it made me feel better. And yes, if I have to defend myself, it doesn't hurt. All right, but I'd have people, they'd be in a bar and they'd, I'm a black belt. And I'd be like, well, I got a tan belt, Because my sensei was a third-degree black belt. Said, black belt, you're just starting to really learn what it's all about. And I would agree. We had a 7th-degree black belt who was one of the students there, called him Doc, and boy, we learned, as much from him as we did from Gene. And we had another first 3 black belts. So we had 3 black belts in our group. It wasn't a big group. There was about 18 of us. So that was good. And like I said, we all got along and we always worked together, and we start talking about, what does this move mean, and how does this kata train you to do these moves, and it was really enjoyable. I do miss those guys. And maybe when I retire, so right now I'm putting so much energy into lifting, I just don't have time for it. But if you are considering it, I would recommend it. Absolutely. Martial arts or boxing or anything like that is worthwhile doing. Great way to get in shape. Feel better about yourself. Feel better about yourself, you're more likely to stay in shape. It's that wonderful circle. All right. So I can already tell just by how it's resisting. Resistance is futile. Oh, sorry. Live long and prosper. I'm a nerd too. And goes, Dan, you're a nerd. I said, yes, I'm just an athletic nerd. I like learning new things. That's why I research everything I see. Is that statement true? A lot of times it's not. And then if it is, let me learn more. It's like Starship Troopers. You ever watched that movie? They always had that internet thing. Would you like to know more? You should always want to know more. You should always challenge your mind and your body and your soul. You start to look good in the neighborhood. And think, how long have I been yakking? Ooh. Been in here a good hour. I appreciate everybody with a thumbs up and sticking around in that. I think I got like 21 thumbs up. This is like it's really good. I usually don't do this well, so I do appreciate that. Generally it's a little slower on a Saturday, but I figured why not? I got the kitchen to myself anyway. I did have a fun time yesterday with the back workout. Threw a lot of puns in that if you haven't seen it. It's, are you going to lift those weights or are you going to talk about it? I've been doing some fun things with the new hoodie I got and sunglasses, trying to look like a gangster and all that stuff. It's all in fun. It's just a thumbnail to try to see if it'll attract more views or whatever. Without using the clickbait. If you don't do this, you could die. I suppose breathing would fall under that. But I try to stay away from that. But sometimes I try to make the thumbnails a little bit cooler. What I have is with my Scottish Claymore. And I've used that for a lot of breakfast live streams. I also got one where I'm outside of a big boy. It's always kind of reminded me of Fallout 3 and being at Paradise Falls. Did you bark, cat? I could have sworn my cat just went woof when I sneezed. Made it delivery this morning. I was out in Fairbury. Yeah, nice puppy dog. Like Australian Shepherd. And just, I was barking and barking and come up to me and all of a sudden it's just like, oh, pet me. So I did. He was a good puppy dog. So yeah, they're getting pretty close. Now I'll put them back in here, let them rust again. They'll be nice and crispy. And then it'll be time for the eggs. The incredible edible eggs. Oh yeah. That's the way. I like it. Remember, kids, we used to watch Bruce Lee movies. They go to the theater, watch Enter the Dragon, and everybody would be coming out, yeah. And you figure how many people are going to end up in the emergency room because they kicked something harder than their foot. Everybody all of a sudden thought they were a black belt. They weren't. But Dad had a lot to do. He got a lot of people interested in martial arts. Just like Arnold Schwarzenegger got a lot of people interested in lifting. So you've had some people that really kind of brought it into more of the mainstream. But understand, still it's less than 1% of the people that go to the gym. Probably less than 1% of the people that do martial arts or boxing, anything like that too. I always tell people, so when you're in the gym, regardless of what level you are, beginner, novice, expert, whatever, you're a 1%er. 99% of the other people are not doing this. Now, it probably varies through countries, but I always told people in the gym, I said, you're thinking, wow, everybody's in great shape, the population is great. So you're looking at everybody in the gym. Go to Walmart, go to Target. Oh, there's a whole different presentation going there. And the one thing I found amazing that I remarked on is when we went to Hawaii and we were at the beach, 80% of the people were in really good shape. So I don't know, it's just a better diet to the seafood net. They do like a lot of pork there. But it wasn't like going to the beach up here in the Great Lakes. I mean, just about everybody was healthy or healthy looking. So I did notice that about Hawaii. So that was kind of interesting to see. Yeah, for watching it says, I don't ever know how accurate that is. I know people are watching when they put comments in there and I can say hello to them. So we're just about ready. Got those nice and crispy. Then we'll get ready for the eggs. Just want to give this about another minute. And just right. And this is the hard part, being patient about it. To allow everything to get cooked to the level it needs to get cooked. I use a slotted spoon. I can leave most oil in the pan. Oh, yeah. Definitely nice and crispy. And it'll get even more crispy as they rest. So before, where they were kind of soft and stuck together, now they're nice crispy chunks. These are going to be good. This makes a good breakfast. So I do have a lot of oil. And more than I need. So I'm going to get rid of some of it. There we go. And get ready to cook the eggs. Now, if you're going to pour it down the sink, make sure you got a lot of water on it. And whatever you do, don't let the wife know. Not call them back, hey, okay. They do, they look, It's almost like, I probably should have cut up another tater. Oh, if the boy don't get up, he's going to miss out. So there's the taters, there's the bacon. Now let's cook the eggs. So the eggs, usually I put them in the pan off the heat, let the pan cool down a little bit. Hey, Jacob. I put lose 75 on one day. Should be good for 880 or more today. There we go. Hey Jacob, thanks for popping in. Remember, hit the thumbs up. Make YouTube think I'm a popular guy. So here we got the eggshells. So we got the potato skins in here. I'm gonna put the eggshells in here. And once it gets filled, it goes to the garden. All right, these are fresh eggs. I got from the neighbor for $2 a dozen. Now sometimes I still have to buy store eggs or these chickens are not laying them. And you know, can't quite figure out why eggs are still expensive. They're trying to blame the bird flu, but then chickens are still about the same. Yeah, about 8,000 or 8 million died of that. So it's like, okay, well, I still get mine for $2 a dozen. But we did figure out that if you're going for dollars per grams of protein, chicken is the best deal by far. You know, 2 pounds of chicken is 234 grams of protein versus a dozen eggs, which is only 72, and similar price. Eight. I don't know if the boys are going to get up, so I'm not going to cook for them. Can't, you know, I'm not going to be the wake up guy every time. You got to learn them. Like I said, all that'll go into the, so I got my, yeah. Give me salt. You need salt if you're working out. And I do the pink salt because it's got more minerals, it's healthier. Woohoo! There, get back in the heat. Potatoes, bacon. Let's get the plates out. 2 plates. And breakfast will be served. I'm probably going to scramble them. It's just easier to make. Since I poured out the excess oil in that, scrambled eggs will be good. So scrambled eggs, fried potatoes, bacon, and Fairlife milk. And that makes a highly nutritious, delicious, scrumptious breakfast. Or we'll call it brunch. Yeah, it's a little bit later, but I had some work to do in the morning. I got back under the heat. You want to go back out again or no? I didn't think so. You just want to stare out the window. That's the Kit Kat. So why did I decide to get a cat? I didn't. It showed up. Just said, I'm here. Feed me. Feed me, Seymour. Feed me. Yep, scrambled eggs. And it happens, Jacob, but just keep working. You'll get back to it. That's been my frustration this year. You know, I was up to 450, and I got injured. I got back to 405 and I got sick. I got back to 405 and then I had to have surgery. So now I'm trying to get back to 405 and I compete in a month. So I'm not going to be doing the weight I want to do at the meet, but I want to be able to at least do a clean 400, at least a clean 400. So we'll see how it goes. You know, life's going to hand you some challenges, and you just gotta rise up to the challenge. You know, yeah, everybody's been getting sick. Been going through work like crazy. I mean, I couldn't lift for 10 days because of my stomach. Well, I couldn't lift heavy anyway. Like every time I got close to where I wanted to be, then here comes some. But well, surgery went fine. Ear's all nice and healed. It looks like I don't have to worry about that anymore. And I plan to be in the 450s by May. You know, I got the Arnold's that I'll be actually competing on March 1st. I'll be there February 28th. And I'll be there February 28th, March 1st and 2nd. And then, hey, Michael, Warren. And the UPA is having one at the end of March, but I think it's just too close. But we'll find out. I haven't decided if I want to do the expenditure for that. I am all paid up for the Arnold. I got the entry tickets, I got the competition entry tickets, I got the hotel room. All these dollars, they're in drive down there. So I got that all taken care of. So if you do want to contribute to my competition, I do have the PayPal on the link. Don't have to, but I know I'll appreciate any help I can get. Yeah, it will be. And I had fun last year when I wasn't competing. And it's kind of cool. I'll be competing this year. So I'll have to behave Friday night. And after I get done lifting Saturday, then I can go have fun. Or more fun. So yeah, I did one delivery this morning, and I didn't get another offer. And I just wasn't going to wait all day for it. Now after I eat, maybe I'll turn it back on, see if I can catch one more. Because we're not going out until this evening. But it'll have to be a good one. It's, you know, it ain't always about making money. Greetings, hey, how we doing? I gotta put my glasses on to see that. Got an ant in there, an ant. Is that gonna keep me from doing an ant? It does. It's Chris. Oh, Chris, you got a new name. Hello, Chris. Is Chris Seat or is this a different Chris? Is this Chris Seat or is this Chris from Bloomington? Or Chris, my nephew? Inquiring minds want to know. And you're almost done. Almost done. It's Chris I. Chris that used to be working selling insurance. The mystery still goes. Yeah, we're going to listen to the Radium City Rebels at the Outpost tonight. They play 50s rock and roll. So Mom and I probably be hitting the dance floor. Be kicking her heels up. You just don't know it yet. She's going to be doing some dancing. Right, baby?
What?
So we're going to be doing some dancing tonight. We're going to the sock hop. I think it will be fun. Last week we just got to kind of have a couple drinks and then dinner, but there wasn't any live entertainment. unless you count me as live entertainment. We got the egg. Good. I think somebody's going to miss out on potatoes. I'll give him a piece of bacon and some eggs. I think he's going to miss out on taters because I probably needed another half a potato or so. It's always, anytime I cook potatoes that way, it's never enough. Never. So make sure you hit the thumbs up. Appreciate it, everybody. So let's all go down and do my walkers. Alrighty. Oh, nice and crispy. Just the way I want them. Yep. Sorry, son. You should have woke up. And this is eating good in the neighborhood. Look at that. So make sure everybody hit the thumbs up. Appreciate it. All that good stuff. And breakfast is ready. So once again, remember, rest, nutrition, proper exercise, hydration. Just get the gym and lift. Just go for walks in the sun. Go to martial arts, boxing, wrestling, whatever. Get active, get happy. Stay away from the angry channels. Stay away from the angry TV. All right? And be good to yourself. Appreciate everybody popping in. This probably would have been one of my better live streams that I had in a while. And we'll try to do this on a more consistent basis. I will be uploading my workout I'll be doing later on today, probably sometime this evening. Thanks for the memories. All right, happy Saturday. All right, and you want to stop streaming? Well, they probably want me to.